and community life is music, a powerful, expressive tradition that brings the tribe together and connects them with nature, their ancestors, and each other. The role of music in Hadzabe life. For the Hadzabe, music is not a separate art form, it's woven into daily life. Unlike modern societies where music may be confined to concerts, recordings, or entertainment venues, Hadzabe music is functional, spiritual, and communal. It is not performed in the conventional sense, it is experienced and lived, often spontaneously. Music is used for celebration, after a successful hunt or community gathering. Storytelling. Passing down tribal stories, myths, and history through song. Rituals and ceremonies, including rites of passage, healing dances, initiation, and weddings. Bonding and play, around the campfire in the evening, singing, clapping, and dancing. Spiritual connection, songs are often directed toward spirits of the forest, ancestors, or used in rainmaking rituals. Instruments, rhythm from the earth. Most Hadzabe music is vocal and percussive, made using the body and natural instruments. Instruments are few but deeply symbolic and effective. Drums, often crafted from hollowed logs and animal skins. Used for rhythm in group dances and ceremonies. Gourds and shakers, filled with seeds or pebbles to create percussive textures. Hand clapping and body stomping, a fundamental part of rhythm making, often performed by everyone present. Wooden flutes and bows, rare but used occasionally for melodic lines, sometimes mimicking bird calls or forest sounds. Despite the simplicity of tools, the music is rich, layered, and emotionally resonant, creating an immersive experience that resonates through the open bush. Music is oral tradition and education. In the absence of written language or recorded archives, music is the Hadzabe's living memory. Songs serve as oral textbooks, teaching how to track animals, what plants are edible or medicinal, tribal history and legends, behavioral codes and social expectations. Children learn by watching and participating, absorbing rhythm, language, and cultural meaning from a young age. This ensures that traditional knowledge is passed from one generation to the next in an engaging and unforgettable way. Dance, the movement of spirit and joy. Hadzabe music is almost always accompanied by dance. It is not choreographed but rather intuitive, flowing with the rhythm of the drums and the song. Dance reinforces unity, everyone joins in, elders, women, children. Energy release. After a long hunt or ceremony. Spiritual engagement, used in trance or healing rituals. The atmosphere during.
The forest awakens with sound, birds calling, leaves whispering in the wind. A small group of Hadzabe men and women walk gracefully through the lush green, their eyes scanning the trees for treasures. In their hands, baskets slowly fill with vibrant fruits glowing under the dappled sunlight. Imagine a taste untouched by time, ingredients plucked straight from nature's pantry, guided by knowledge passed down for thousands of years. The Hadzabe, one of the last true hunter-gatherer tribes on Earth, live in harmony with the land in ways most of us can only imagine. Every fruit they pick, every hive they climb, tells the story of survival and tradition woven into their daily lives. To witness their food culture is to glimpse a way of life that has nearly disappeared from the modern world. Now, step closer. The camera lingers on glistening wild honey dripping from combs, crimson forest berries shining like jewels, and roots freshly pulled from the earth. These are not ordinary ingredients, they are gifts of the wild, carefully gathered and celebrated. What follows is a culinary ritual rarely seen by outsiders, a Hadzabe recipe blending forest fruits with raw honey, simple yet profound, ancient yet alive. This is not just food, it is memory, connection, and survival preserved in taste. Prepare to witness an intimate moment with the Hadzabe tribe, a feast that carries the flavor of history itself, wide-shot, lush African forest. Sunlight cuts through the canopy. The Hadzabe walk barefoot, their movements calm but purposeful. Opening the unseen world. Imagine a taste untouched by time. Ingredients plucked straight from nature's pantry. Contextualization. Close-up, hands reaching for bright berries, children carrying woven baskets. The Hadzabe are one of the last true hunter-gatherer tribes on Earth. Their way of life, nearly unchanged for thousands of years, offers us a rare glimpse into humanity's ancient bond with nature. Building anticipation. Camera pans across a beehive in the crook of a tree. Honey drips like liquid gold. A Hadza climbs swiftly, retrieving the hive with ease. Here, food is more than survival, it is tradition. Every hunt, every harvest, every drop of honey connects them to ancestors who walked this same land. Ingredients teaser. Slow-motion shots, wild honey glistening, crimson berries tumbling into a basket, roots brushed clean against stone. Glistening wild honey, exotic berries, and fruits of the forest, simple, pure, untouched. Together, they form the foundation of a recipe as rare as the tribe who keeps it alive. The dish reveal. The Hadza gather, mixing honey with fruits. Children laugh, elders taste, sharing is central. This is not a recipe you'll find in cookbooks or kitchens. This is living heritage, a culinary tradition passed from generation to generation, kept alive through the rhythms of the forest. 2:10, Closing Reflection. Final.
The Hadza tribe of Tanzania, living along the rugged edges of Lake Eyasi and the Great Rift Valley, are among the last true hunter-gatherer peoples on Earth. Their way of life has endured for tens of thousands of years, and with it, a treasury of knowledge that is as rare as it is profound. Among the many strands of their cultural wisdom, traditional medicine stands out as one of the most sacred, practical, and deeply respected. It is not written in books or carved into stone, but carried in memory, whispered through stories, and practiced with careful observation of the land. For the Hadza, medicine is not a separate discipline, it is life itself. Every step through the forest, every hunt across the savannah is also a lesson in healing. The plants they gather, the honey they harvest, the roots they unearth, and the animals they track are all bound to their understanding of health and survival. Illness, injury, or weakness is never seen as random misfortune. It is part of the ongoing dialogue between people and the natural world, a reminder to respect the balance that sustains them, nature as the first healer. The Hadza know the land with an intimacy most of us can scarcely imagine. A child growing up in the tribe quickly learns to recognize the shapes of leaves, the bitterness of certain roots, the sweet scent of medicinal flowers, and the sharp warning of toxic plants. By adolescence, they can identify dozens of species not just by name but by their specific powers. The baobab tree, immense and ancient, towers as a symbol of nourishment and healing. Its fruit pulp, rich in vitamin C, strengthens the body against weakness and disease. Its leaves, crushed and applied as poultices, are said to draw out infection from wounds. The fibrous bark, when prepared correctly, can soothe fevers. Wild tubers, buried treasures beneath the dry earth, are more than food. They carry cooling properties, used to restore hydration and balance during illness or exhaustion. Elders tell children that the earth hides medicine underfoot, teaching them that digging carefully is an act of trust between the people and the land. Honey, prized above almost all else, is medicine, food, and spiritual nourishment. The Hadza brave stings and climb perilous trees to reach wild hives, guided at times by the remarkable greater honey guide bird, which leads them to hidden nests.
Long,
Honey is
slow
applied
memory
to
of people
wounds to
who
prevent
walked,
infection.
built, cooked, gathered, and listened to the world before the world became so noisy. History, for a long time, was told from the top down. Kings, generals, conquerors. Maps redrawn. Empires made and unmade. Battles with dates. Treaties with clauses. Crowns and swords. But that's not the only way time passed. People are hungry now for something else. A history that lives lower to the ground. Closer to the soil. Not the story of who ruled, but how people lived. What they ate. Where they slept. How they raised children. How they waited out the rain. How they gathered roots when no fruit would grow. How they healed. How they carried grief, and how they passed joy along in stories around the fire. Let's begin where history is often quietest. With the indigenous peoples whose voices were left out of the official records. Not because they didn't have stories, but because they didn't write them down in books or carve them in stone for kings. They stored them in the rhythm of seasons. In the smell of wild honey. In the position of stars. In the ways you speak to elders, or don't speak at all. The Hadzabe of East Africa, for example, have lived much the same way for thousands of years. Their days begin when the birds begin, and they don't count time in hours. They hunt not with guns, but with bows made from the branches they cut, shaped, and strung by hand. They listen more than they talk. They eat together. They laugh, too, at things so small they wouldn't be noticed in a city. A missed arrow. A stubborn tree. A child mimicking a baboon's call. They have no chief. No calendar. No currency. And yet, they have survived. Not by conquering, but by adapting. Watching. waiting, remembering. And it's not just Africa. In the highlands of Andean South America, women wove cloth with patterns that told stories. In Southeast Asia, rice paddies reflected the sky, and with every harvest, traditions passed through fingers and feet more than words. In Australia, Aboriginal songlines stitched together the land like invisible maps, guiding people across space through melody, rhythm, and memory. So often we hear about wars and inventions. But what about water jars? Cooking stones? Midwives? What about the everyday? There's a quiet longing, now, in our restless modern world, for those histories. The ones that show not how power was won, but how life was sustained. How women moved in the shadows of palaces. How communities thrived without money or roads or machines. These aren't the loud stories. They won't keep you up. In fact, they do the opposite. They slow your thoughts. They invite your breath to match a slower rhythm. The rhythm of gathering wood at dusk, or chewing tubers under a tree while someone tells a story.
Wow! do, da, wo, do, da.